Yeah. What is up? Get our music going here. Awesome. Oh, we're back. What's up, everybody? Got some fun paint to do. Larry J, what's up, dude? Yeah, so we're working on our same project, our work 40K Gundam mashup. The last time I was working on one of our little characters. Tech Green, Zaku, looking pretty good. Um, so I got him to the point where he's ready for a couple of decals to go on. Um, and then I was getting this unit, two units really, getting painted up. So I was doing some airbrushing, and I just want to bang out the last little step that I had ready for them, which was to do some dry brushing, pick up details. So do that, and we'll get into some more detail stuff on those characters. Just some good old-fashioned dry brushing. Yeah, looks pretty good. Let's see, I might be able to get away with doing second guy before having to reload. See if I get a teensy bit, maybe too much, a little teensy bit of water. So working on your StarCraft stuff, Jesse? Oh, big old raid from Next Level Training. What's up, dude? Thank you for that raid. There he is. Just doing some dry brushing. Good old fashioned batch painting. Getting these two squads of desert Zaku's. Welcome everybody. Steve Busket, what's up? Anti-fun. What is this new anti-fun? Wait, that's sort of differently between Streamlabs and the actual Stream Manager. That's weird. Well, yeah, these are my Grots. They're all Grots. They're all Gretchen, cosplaying Gundam stuff. I wanted to do an orc army, like a really cool, fun orc army, but be able to use different rules, like more elite, low model count rules. So, on the table, rules wise, this army is actually Grey Knights, but theme wise, they're all my little Gundam crossovers. You can see, like, here's a guy, little Gretchen in power armor. So they're all like these guys in power armor and in their robots. Whoa! Matt Aaron's gifting 5 subs out there. Thanks. Is that the Matt Aaron's winner of the Long War doubles? Shut up, Meg, you're too old. What a name. Thanks for that follow. Thanks again, Matt Aarons. Dr. Fizzle coming in with a sub. Thank you. Yeah, dude, it's the best alert on Twitch. I need to send you a DM about the team tournament at Adepticon. Because we need to talk to you about it. Like, congratulations on your win, but definitely want to ask your opinion on something. Whoa, Steve Musket coming in with a follow. Yeah, dude. Much appreciated. Dry brushing is not the most exciting stuff, but we gotta chug through these guys. Um, After I get this step done, give my hand a little bit of a break, and I'll pull out some of the models that I've already finished painting, so you guys can kind of see what the end result looks like. Yeah, I took 1,000 points of this to Adepticon for the team tournament, and we also had a full team of guys with themed models, converted models, and we built a display board. And I built the display board to be at like 1/750th scale, all the buildings and everything. So it made our guys look like 15-meter tall robots. Actually, don't you just kind of roughly multiply by 3, right? So if something is 15 meters tall, that's what, 45 feet? Oh yeah. Well, there was my friend Chase and my friend Greg, and then, there's this like little Canadian goblin that we adopted. He was on the team too. I just say meters because that's the way they've always displayed the information in like the lore. I mean, Gundam is a Japanese franchise. They use the metric system. Yeah, man, he was a real like hard luck case. Like a little orphan Annie situation. Oliver Twist. He's like, "Can I please come to Adepticon and play with you guys?" And we're like, "Ah, oh, fine, okay, just stop whining about it." Jesse probably did more work than the other two guys, so I gotta give him props. Ah, okay, I did it. Dry brushed 15 minutes. Okay. Right this way. So here's one of our finished models. In a typical Zaku green. And you can see like the orcish weathering and all that fun stuff. Um, Still a very cartoony style, very orc. I think I am going to go back on some of these originals, do a little bit more work, do a little bit of cleanup. Getting them all ready for Adepticon was kind of down to the wire, so they're not as nice as I would have liked. Got some of these as my Terminators. It's one of our character units. So we've got little Char as the bull as a Grat on his power suit. And then I have this character who is Rambaral as a Grat. He's custom. Oh, it was an army. And then last time we were working on some new characters, some character additions to the force. So make my little Zaku Tech Marine. And then I made a high mobility Zaku. It's got the extra stuff as a Brotherhood champion. The Zaku Ork Bazooka. Fun. And then this guy, who's going to be my Voldus stand-in. And mostly just blocking in colors still, those two guys. So I'll get a bunch of representation of different suits. Let me grab my big guys and show those off. Get out of here, cat. Run over. So we have these two big guys. So got the Granddaddy Gundam, all orcified. He's a lot of fun to paint. And then we've got amphibious Akai mobile suit worked out. And these are my Nemesis Dread Knights. Yeah, the big guys are super fun to paint. I'm working on a third one. get more of these guys painted. So I've also got like the regular ones, like these guys are my strikes, and then I've got my Terminators, and then these guys are going to be the Inceptors or Interceptors. I forget which ones the Grey Knights use. And these Desert Zakus are my Purifiers. That's why they got like the little shoulder cannons, because they have the extra shooting attack. Got our little step for today finished on them. And I kind of want to give the paint like a good overnight set, because I primed them and airbrushed them like 10 minutes before the stream. So I want to let all that paint like fully cure, set up before I do anything else, just because I don't want to add too much moisture and reactivate it. So that's kind of my style, is I do small achievable goals daily. So my goal was to airbrush those guys and then get them dry brushed. So like mission accomplished. And then now we can work on our other little characters here. Probably this guy. I want to get his cape and some of this other stuff cut in, and I can probably airbrush on the cape as well after I get the base coat in. Right now, I am kind of trying to stay on a very specific theme. So, other than the Gundam, because that was such a cool model that I found. Everything is Xeon, and everything is 1 year war. So, if I decide to like branch out, or maybe I need to, if I want to adapt the army to use different army rules, and I need like a more specialized unit, maybe I'll switch into some Federation units. But for the most part, I'm going to keep everything Xeon. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this guy is grab some blues and let's dark blue gray. Or let's do some dark sea. And so I'm just going to hand paint in a base coat on this cape, and then we'll go in and airbrush highlights. Just be really careful where I've already painted stuff in, like this shoulder pad. Kind of like the tricky areas, get those cut in first. That way I don't have to worry so much about the other spots. Let's see. kind of want to see what happens with this new edition that comes out and like kind of how that changes up the detachments. Because I've been wanting to play some different factions. Like if I say I wanted to play like actual orcs and like transition this army into playing actual orc rules. Um, I just want to avoid playing hordes. I've never enjoyed playing hordes, even when they're really competitively good. It's just like I don't find them very fun to play. Just never liked horde orcs. So that kind of makes it to where you have to play very specific builds, and those builds might not always be all that great, depending on like the state of orcs. Um, One build that seems like a lot of fun to me is where you take like max killicans and def dreads. That would be a cool army to do in this style. Nah, I know that it's probably pretty good, um, but physically doing all of that just kind of sucks all the fun out of the game for me. Yeah, mostly it's just a while back I kind of made a promise to myself that I would only build and play armies that fit in my travel case. That also kind of equates to armies that are typically a little bit more elite, have less units to move around. Um, and so if you can do some cool things with mix and matching the attachment rules in 11th edition, I think that could really open up some cool things for orcs where things like the speed freaks and the man, what's the name of that detachment? Um, Dread Mob. I think it's called the Dread Mob. Could like maybe get a little bit of a boost, have some more flexibility. Um, so that would be a super fun army to build around this theme. And with me like learning Blender last year, that would also be like another fun opportunity to like learn more 3D sculpting techniques and like make some more custom models, which is always fun. Did I get all this? Yeah. We do like a weekly Warhammer night with our competitive team, which is super cool. And so like if I wanted to run something bigger than what would fit in my case in like, in my army tray or something, I could just drive it down there. That's one thing. But um I like my tableware case and how compact it is. It's a lot easier to use and move around with. And um, after an incident at LVO a few years back, where I think, um, after an incident at LVO a few years back, where my tray that I was using to carry my army um, got smacked into and flipped, and it kind of like fucked up my remaining 2 rounds of play. Um, I was like, I'm just gonna use the tableware case like for everything now because it's the perfect size and it's like protected and all that. Um, and so that does limit me to like what I can play, like what type of armies I can play. Um, but it kind of works out because it makes traveling a lot easier. It makes playing the game for me a lot faster and snappier. Jake, wait, what does that say? Jake Shakeable? Jake Shakeable. Thanks for that. So, oh yeah, we're just yeah. Jesse got the first taste of Custodes. He's hooked. So the fan try out that cape. While that's working, we can get set up with our airbrushing. Probably start off with a little bit of dark gray blue for a neat transition. Um, Actually, no, let's do this. Let's do some dark turquoise and bright jade. Just a little bit of paint in there. Don't need too much for this. A little bit of thinner. A little bit of flow improver. No real exact mixes here. Just stir that up with a little bit of water on my brush. As long as it flows down the side of the airbrush cup. That's good. Does it have to be an exact science? I'm gonna use my little dial here. Just dials in our paint, or not paint, dials in our air pressure for us, so I don't have to bend down and butts with my compressor. So really, all we gotta do here is make sure that we're spraying at angles that is not really gonna conflict with the rest of our model. So if I'm pushing air across the cape this direction, I have a lot of wiggle room where there's not going to really be any overspray. I just want to be watching my angles here. Paint's pretty thin, so I'm just gonna use some air, constant air, a little bit of paint, creep it up. If I'm worried about it, I can always just kind of put a finger in there a little bit. I'll block some of that. Yeah, and just changing our angles, making sure that I'm not going to get the overspray. A little bit of air, let that dry out. Yeah. Also, be really careful here. Just kind of creep that in there. And then with a paintbrush, a little bit of water, and just kind of gently scrub that paint right off of there. Just use the capillary action of the brush to kind of wick away that paint water. And then this turquoise, if there's like a very, very, very slight kind of turquoise filter on this gold, it's no big deal because it's going to get washed over and weathered anyways. You can also do a little bit on our elbow pad here. And since I'm still blocking in colors, if anything happens too bad, you just paint over it. Not a big deal. They've got a little bit too much overspray on that elbow pad, but it's okay. You can just paint it a different color. I think you're fine jumping on the Toads train, even with the new edition, dude. I don't think it's going to change it that much. Think about it like this, Jesse. The detachment is going to be basically the same. And so either option A is that detachment shield host is considered so good that it's 3 points. Cool. You literally just run the exact same thing that you were running. Option B, it's considered not as good, and it's only 2 points, or maybe even 1 point. And then you're just like, ooh, baby, I get my shield host stuff and extras. It's a win-win. Yeah, dude, go ahead. Always welcome to ask me questions about stuff. What's happening here, airbrush? Just get a little pop highlight here, some French shading. Yeah. that. Cool. Liking that. Very cool. Oceany blue-green color for the cape. Done with the airbrush for a little bit, so we're just gonna take a second, clean it out real good. Later, dude. Or custodians could be your Challenger Cup army. Okay. But even is going to be your Challenger Cup army, dude. Let's take a quick second to do some cleanup here. Shoulder pads, probably fine. Maybe a quick glaze over top of the shoulder pads just to clean those up. Elbow pads might be beyond saving. It's okay. Just paint those a different color. Okay, cool. That done. couple little layers of this transparent purple, or, fluorescent purple, just to bring the purple back from a little bit of the overspray that happened. Set this in front of the fan for a second. Get out some of our fun new toys, markers. Before you commit to Tao, we may need to talk to RJ, um, and double make sure he's down to play a different faction. Um, Especially if he was gonna do Tyranids, but Tyranids get the fucking poop stick nerf of 11th edition. You never know. Maybe he'll want to just go back to Tau. Got our fun little markers here. Been testing these out a few different places, and so far I'm liking these. This brand at least a lot more. Oh yeah, dude. Dr. Fizla, or Daz Fizla. Um, these markers have been kind of my recent obsession with helping people be more efficient with their time, like find these old cheat codes. So I've been experimenting with the markers from AK Interactive. Um, which have their pros and cons, and I've also been messing with these, which are from, I guess it's like spelled DSPIAE. Um, not exactly sure how to pronounce it, but DSPIAE. Um, I saw a lot of dudes in the Gundam modeling community use these, and I like them. You get more options with metallics. So this set was one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, eight, all colored metallics. So you've got like gold, silver, black metal, which is not something that other people have. Then a gunmetal, and then red, green, purple, and blue metallic. And the reason I decided to order these is I saw a video of a guy using them, and um, they have this really sharp felt tip on them, whereas the AK markers have like a shorter, blunt nosed felt tip on them, and that makes them like a little bit harder to actually do things with, especially if it's in tight spaces. And so this kind of solves that issue. Because one thing that was kind of worrying me about the AK ones is that they're never going to make all the colors we want in the type of markers that we want. And so I was getting a little frustrated with the brush tip markers because the paint they use for those is not very good. And only a handful of colors from that set are usable. And they don't make golds and bronzes and coppers and such in their felt marker line. And so I feel like this brand is exactly what I needed. It's also just great because a little bit more control than a brush sometimes. Not in all instances, but sometimes. Um, and it is an overall time save because I don't have to get paint out. I don't have to like thin it. I don't have to, mess with my brush or clean out my brush. I just come in, hit the little details that I need with our pin here, um, and then move on. And eventually, I will have to come in with a brush. I'll have to come in and do like some highlights and some weathering washes, that kind of stuff. But being able to just hit these details with a marker and not have to get paint out, is a big time save. Yeah, you can still use things like those micron pins. I find that things like oil washes are still better for some of the stuff we're trying to do with our minis. But I'm trying to go in here and do some interesting things with these metallics. Trying to tell a story with like different metallic colors. So these are like different materials, that kind of thing. Um, just having the three markers to do that instead of three different paint colors or more, depending on what you're trying to do. Ooh, interesting. Man, I already put so much work into the purple. I don't really want to cover up this metallic purple. Save that for a different project. So the last thing I need to cut in is this little like robe thingy. Try. And might need a second coat once it fully dries. We'll have to wait and see. Challengers Cup meeting soon. Yeah, we probably should. Got to be, so we've got May, June, July, August, and then like half of September, so like 4.5 months. Maybe we can do next week. Get it out after the stream. Let's do a quick second pass. Okay. Liking that. Pretty good. I think now we're to a point where I can also put in base layer for concrete. This guy's a little awkward. Anytime you have a guy like this with really fills out the base, it's hard to get a brush up in there. And got our guy here. And I've got this paint like already ready to go, so might as well just like hit his base as well. This guy. Wait. Need some repairs in this actually. Side. Use the same dark seed bin for like the rubber pieces. Alright. Okay, do we need to go ahead and just mix up a metallic color because this bazooka is going to be an awkward shape to do with our markers? A bit of silver. A neutral gray. A bit of this magnesium. do is come back with our markers. Use those for quick fast highlight. Oh, Levy. What's up, dude? Oh, pretty good, dude. Good. It's Friday afternoon painting. Get some work done on my little Orky Gundam boys. Try. Shutting right along on these dudes. Got a bunch of tone on this guy. So he's about ready for wash. Probably I'll do satin varnish and some decals before wash. I think that's what I did for the Tech Marine. He's like all shiny, ready for decals. Got him in the same spot. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Working on squad batch painting at the top of the stream just to get that knocked out. Typically, the way I try to do stuff like that is sort of like one step per session, where I'm like, okay, today I'm gonna do all of their bolt guns or something, you know, and then I just knock that out and like, cool, that was my thing for the day. Good mission accomplished. Get a little dopamine hit. So today I had to get these 15 dudes airbrushed and dry brushed. They're basic colors, so got that done. Feels good. Another step tomorrow and so forth.
Just keeps dragging, dragging, dragging. I won't stop running, running, running. It won't stop coming, coming, coming. You're the one who drags me down. What do I care? You're nothing but an anchor. I'll carry the weight. You won't bring me an answer.
A little bit of white, right, on the mono eye. Oh, I gotta do is easy enough. Sea dogs are purple. Gotta remember that. I think the trick to this yellow missile is gonna be just letting this totally dry, and then I'll do sort of like a rusty orange wash, and then dry brush more yellow on top of that. So for the time being, I think this guy is good. Got everything cut in. We'll do a quick clean it up on the desk here, and then we will get these satin varnished. That's probably all I have to do today, so knock off a teensy bit early. folder here the whole time. Didn't even use it. Suck. Here's our shop. Literally only buy these just so that like I fucking buy something of substance when I go to my game store weekly. Store we moved to doesn't have great stock. A little bit of do half and half gloss set. Yeah, I think next week I'm gonna go up to Home Depot to get some stuff, and I'm gonna look for like something that I can use as like a metallic holder, so that all my magnetized bases stick to it. Maybe get a bunch of those. Oh, thanks for that follow. Now we're done with our varnish. Clean out the airbrush real good. We don't want any varnish drying up inside of it. That'd be big bad. Good on these guys. So yeah, the next step for these three characters would be decals. So that's why we got a nice glossy finish on there. But that's all I have to do today. So, clean up everything and get on out of here. Oh, what am I painting? So these are like some custom models that I made and printed out. And the idea is that these are orcs, little Gretchen cosplaying Gundams. So like the idea is that these are all suits of power armor that Gretchen used. Yeah, get this little guy, little Shar brought if you know your Gundam. So he's cosplaying as Shar. This is a fun little theme. Allows me to play the models a lot of different ways. not just orcs. Got some regular little Zakus. Oh. So yeah, we're just working on expanding this out from 1,000 points to 2,000 points. I'm using this Grey Knights. Playing the Grey Knight rules right now. Yeah, because I think what I might do is like literally just make some stuff where like maybe I just get a maybe like an inch and a quarter width dowel and like cut that into some like maybe about this big handle shapes. I don't need a huge handle, and then just like epoxy some circles of like 10 steel or something so that the magnets stick to them and just use those. I used to have like these little metal bottle caps from some like reusable water bottles that were made of metal, and the caps were magnetic, so I would use those, but then I lost it. So I've gotten to where unless it's something like super intricate with the base, I've gotten to where I basically just like print out the base or use a plastic base and just put the guy on there and glue it and then magnetize it. Um, and so I could just use like base holders for doing that. And then if it's something like really in depth, I can always just go back to what I do. Like I'm working on this guy for my Gundam Assemble collection, where he's just pinned to a holder, and then I have the base separately on a piece of double stick tape. Yeah, I forget like what it was. I think it was like it may have been some like resealable metal beer can bottles. Those might be magnetic. Anyways, I'll figure it out. So I'm trying to get back to a more regular stream schedule. I didn't stream this week or Tuesday because I had a friend staying from out of town. So next week is going to be totally free and clear. So I should be back on Tuesday for more fun with this. Let's find somebody to raid so I can get out of here and eat some dinner. Dr. Rhino with some Blood Bowl? It's exciting. Let's see. Let's read Dr. Rhino. Start this up. Yeah, dude, feeling good. Little worn out. We went to the San Diego Zoo, and I think I pushed it a little bit too hard, so my shoulders have just been completely fucked the past couple of days. Um, but I'm feeling better. I'll take the weekend to rest up. All right, I'm out of here. Start this raid up. I'll see you guys.